Good morning. Welcome back to Bookie Monsters. My name is PK. It is Friday. It's finally Friday. TGIF, October the 11th. We are here to look at the last of the new releases that have been published this week. And each day of the week, we look at a different genre. On Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries. Tuesdays, it is mysteries and thrillers. Wednesdays, it's romance. Thursdays, it's fantasy and science fiction. Today is Freeform Friday. So we look at whatever I want to look at, things that look interesting that don't necessarily fall into those genres, or usually things that we ran out of time for, like the cozy mysteries, which is what we'll be finishing up with today. Hope you guys had a good night. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. I will have them tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and that will go for 5 hours. I do sprints 3 times a week, every week. Every Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. and those go for 2.5 hours each. And on Saturday afternoons at 3, as I mentioned. Altogether, I do 10 hours of sprinting time. And I do this morning show 5 times a week. So you got lots of opportunities to see what is out there because we are Bookie Monsters, and the time to read them as well. Hi, Kim. Did you have a good night? I am very glad it's Friday. Let me tell you. All right, first up is a nonfiction by Eric Idle of Monty Python. And this is called The Spamalot Diaries. If you are aware, they made a musical on Broadway of the Holy Grail movie. And this is his, in diary form, behind the scenes, how it came together. On March 17th, 2005, good gosh, Spamalot debuted on Broadway to rapturous reviews for its star-studded creative team, including creators Eric Idle and John Dupre, director Mike Nichols, and stars Hank Azaria, David Hyde Pierce, Sarah Ramirez, Tim Curry, and more. But long before the show was the toast of Broadway and the winner of 3 Tony Awards, it was an idea threatening to fizzle out before it could find its way into existence. Now, in the Spamalot Diaries, Eric Idle shares original journal entries and raw email exchanges, all featuring his whip-smart wit that reveal the sometimes bumpy, always entertaining path to the show's unforgettable run. In the months leading up to that opening night, financial anxieties were high, with a low ceiling budget and expectations that it would take 2 years to break even. Collaborative disputes put decades-long friendships to the test, and the endless process of rewriting was a task as passionate as it was painstaking. Still, there's nothing Idle would change about that year, except for the broken ankle. He could do without the broken ankle. Chronicling every minor mishap and triumph along the way, as well as the creative tension that drove the show to new heights, The Spamalot Diaries is an unforgettable look behind the curtain of a beloved musical and inside the wickedly entertaining mind of one of our most treasured comic performers. I have long loved Monty Python. That is my humor. Okay, I wake up around 4 a.m. every day. Ugh. Well, soon it will be 5 because we've got the time change. I do it too. I wake up around 4 o'clock every day. It's like, really? I have an hour. From here, we are going into fiction. This one sounded interesting. Elizabeth Sales by Kristen Owens. Beth Schiff ghostwrites autobiographies for politicians despite her own life not warranting a footnote. Excitement for her is rewatching classic movies with the Whitman sampler. But when her adventurous Aunt Ethel dies, Beth must scramble out of her comfy sweatpants and into some Spanx to find the missing will aboard a luxury cruise ship. Figuring out which fork to use at dinner becomes the least of Beth's worries. The will isn't lost, it's hidden. Aunt Ethel has devised an elaborate scavenger hunt, and each port stop forces Beth to confront her list of insecurities to get the next clue. If she fails, Ethel's millions will revert to a much hated relative, Max, who is responsible for her dismantled family. When someone starts trying to sabotage her search, the game becomes personal, and her energetic septuagenarian tablemates rally to help. But Beth must make the puzzle pieces fit before the cruise ends, or Max will get his greedy hands on the money destined for charities. I thought that sounded fun. So both these two are ones I'm definitely going to be checking out. Hate Follow by Erin Quinn Kong. Oh, that's a fun. Quinn Kong. Oh, that's not so fun. Hopefully I'll be home soon and can get my sleep pattern back. Absolutely. Good morning, Miss Blogger. How you doing? Happy Friday. Influencer Whitney Golden has it all. Beautiful, photogenic children, a handsome new boyfriend, a gorgeous house, and designer clothes and beauty products that arrive on her doorstep every day. After spending years building her brand as a widowed mother of four, including twins, to over 1 million followers, the 37-year-old is at the peak of her career. But it all comes to a screeching halt when Mia, her teenage daughter, announces she's tired of the social media life. She wants nothing more to do with her mother's online brand and demands that not only just she, but her siblings and their deceased father be removed from Whitney's Instagram, blog, and just about everywhere else on the internet. When Whitney doesn't agree, Mia does the unthinkable. She sues her mother. What started as a family spat turns into a monumental case about child privacy, individual agency, and modern parenting that shatters Mia and Whitney's relationship and wreaks havoc on both their lives. As the case ignites a media firestorm and unrelenting online bashing from a Greek chorus of internet snarkers, Whitney has to decide whether she's willing to risk everything she's built to win back her daughter. That I thought was very timely. So I'm also very interested. This one had a very interesting cover. The Conjar's Crusade by Z.S. Winters. Those are some fun initials. Z.S. AZS. I don't usually go to bed until 2-ish. Oh my. Like 2 in the morning? Zintara, a fierce pagan warrior, returns to her homeland, fueled by a burning desire for revenge. Her lover has been mercilessly executed, and her rebel forces are decimated. With only a Conjar blade and her vast knowledge of healing arts, she navigates a landscape rife with treachery. This is in, I'm sorry, sometimes the first sentence doesn't mean anything other than a blur, but this is in the shadow of the Northern Crusades, 1222 AD. Livonia emerges as a land teetering on the brink of turmoil. Trust is a luxury she cannot afford in this realm where betrayal lurks at every turn. As the relentless Northern Crusades cast an icy shadow over her people, Zintara finds herself in the heart of Riga, a city fractured by the violent power struggles between the archbishop and the influential guilds. Confronting her enemies is more than a quest for vengeance. It's a fight to preserve the very soul of her people. But this battle is as personal as it is political. Haunted by a past filled with pain and loss, Zintara must grapple with her demons even as she battles the external foes. Next up, The Trade-Off by Samantha Green Woodruff. This is set in the 1920s. B. Abramovitz has a gift for math and numbers. With her father, she studies the burgeoning Wall Street market's stocks and patterns in the financial pages. Excuse me. After college, she's determined to parlay her talent for the prediction games into personal and professional success. But in the 1920s, in a Lower East Side tenement, opportunities for women don't just come knocking, B will have to create them. It's easier for her golden boy twin brother Jake, who longs to reclaim all their parents lost after fleeing the pogroms in Russia, to come to America. Well-intentioned but undisciplined, Jake has a charm that can carry him only so far on Wall Street. So B devises a plan. They'll be a secret team, and she'll be the brains behind the broker. As Jake's reputation, his heedless ego, and the family fortune soar, B foresees catastrophe, an impending crash that could destroy everything if she doesn't finally take control. Inspired by the true story of a pioneering investment legend, this book is a powerful novel about identity, sacrifice, family loyalties, and the complex morality of money. Yes, I watch TV and read, wake up around. Wow. So you're a night owl. Like Steve. I am not a night owl. I think we finished on Tulip Street on Monday. Let's see if this one sounds familiar. Live, Local, and Long Dead, a Vermont radio mystery by Nikki Knight. That sounds like a radio personality or TV. Live from Nikki Knight. Vermont DJ Jay Jordan's Green Up Day ends in murder when not one, but two bodies turn up in an old park, and one of them was much too close to both her ex and her current man when it was alive and bodacious. Now, that was really an awkward way to say that. Now, Jay, with the help of a colorful and diverse cast of townies, will have to clear her men's names, unravel a World War II era mystery, and get Grandpa Seymour to the senior prom on time. Deadly Mission by Christine Adams, sixth in the Julie Erickson mysteries. Yes, I nap on and off during the day. Nice. You could be a gamer. But if I were a night owl, I'd be reading. In her sixth mystery, Julie Erickson meets Naomi, who informs her of the recent unexpected death of a family member Julie was once close to. She learns that Aunt Margot lived in a small town only 10 miles from Somerville, which makes Julie wonder why the woman never contacted her. She doesn't like you. Okay, never mind. Even more disturbing is Naomi's belief that the death was no accident, as she reveals Margot's final request that Julie investigate a personal case she was trying to solve on her own. Julie's daughter Kate is spending part of her summer break at home, and she eagerly offers to help her mom on this mission. Together, they hear the rumors, conflicting stories, and suspicions that often exist in small towns. But when another death occurs, Julie realizes that she and Kate are now uncovering secrets that someone has already killed twice to protect. And I'm usually not into cozy covers, but I think this cover is adorable. I agree. Mean Girl Murders by Lily Mack. Looks like second in the best Chalmers cozy mysteries. Strawberry Point was always the picture of tranquility until now. Two young women are dead amid suspicious circumstances, and the town's serene facade is shattered. Were these accidents suicides, or is there a killer in town? There are no suspects in the first death, but unfortunately for Ian Nielsen, employee at Highland Inn, he was the last person to see the second woman alive and is now the number one suspect. Desperate, Ian asks his employer and friend Bess Chalmers to help him clear his name. As evidence against Ian mounts, Bess and her sister May dig deeper. What they discover is shocking. The second victim had more than one person that possibly wanted her dead. Can they uncover the truth and keep Ian from being arrested? Come along on the race against time to blah, 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 blah. I need to see what the first cover looks like because now I'm intrigued. It does have the cows. That is so cute. End of that row. Nightmare in Halloween Hollow. Sixth in the Brambleberry Bay Murder Club series. Hi, Elena. How you doing? Happy Friday to you. Way to start the weekend. Yes, indeed. Oh, good. Good to hear. Let go. Recipe included. A mind reader, talking pets. I'm out. An arrogant homicide detective, a murder club, and a corpse. Welcome to the club. Getting in was easy. Getting out can be murder. Living in Brambleberry Bay can be a real killer. It's criminally cozy. Halloween in Brambleberry Bay is usually a time for pumpkin carving, costume contests, and candy corn binges. But this year, the jack-o'-lanterns aren't the only things lighting up the night. There's a killer on the loose. How does a killer on the loose light up the night? And with the bodies piling up, Hattie and Killian are left wondering if it's the work of a serial killer. Willoughby Hall has opened its wicked arms to the residents of Brambleberry Bay as it plays host to the Halloween Hollow Festival on its sprawling 33-acre estate. But a real body turns up in the makeshift graveyard, and soon the residents of Brambleberry Bay are wrapped up in a mystery darker than the seasonal espresso blends. The festival may be renowned for its extravagant decorations, but as of late, it's become the backdrop for a deadly homicide that is as frightening as any haunted house. Sinister Snare by Jennifer Willis, fourth in the Haunted Coast. A televised ghost hunt, a dark secret, and a ghastly crime scene. All eyes are on surly medium Surrey Mudge. Alarm and excitement greet a team of professional ghost hunters who descend on Grady to document the spectral goings-on in the small coastal hamlet. Not everyone welcomes the media attention on their spooky town, while others are jockeying to make cameo appearances. As the resident medium who can see and communicate with ghosts, Surrey isn't keen to appear as an on-camera expert, but when the site of the paranormal investigation becomes a grisly murder scene, all evidence points to one of Grady's own as the killer. Surrey has no choice but to get involved. Surrey can't believe her friend is capable of violence, but the locals have been keeping secrets, and the town ghosts have their own scores to settle. Can Surrey uncover the killer even if she doesn't want to face the truth? Clues on Leash by Corrine Winters, 16th in the Cat Walking Dogs and Solving Mysteries series. Katie is positive there's nothing fishy going on, and it's not coming from Biscuit's food bowl, when that there is something. When an eccentric and temperamental artist is found dead outside of Detective Sidney Lim's home, all alarm bells go off. Sidney is a goody two-shoes through and through. No way she could kill an up-and-coming artist, even if that artist was caught vandalizing her home, right? Despite her better judgment, Katie is on the case, but as she unravels this colorful tapestry of deceit and lies, she realizes that the truth is not what it seems. Will she find the killer, or will she bite the dust before she can paint the truth? Death by Midnight, fifth in the Heist Society Investigates series by Brittany E. Brinegar. And Elena saying hi to peoples. Dallas, 1924. Fashionable detective Penelope Van Kessler is working her final case with the Heist Society. They just don't know it yet. When a friend of her late husband offers her a job as St. Louis' first female detective, she can't resist the new opportunity. But before Penelope can break the news to the team, Yardley Taft, the owner of her favorite diner, is found murdered at the stroke of midnight, pulling her back in for one last hurrah. With more suspects than tears, his wake is practically a community celebration. Yardley's talent for making enemies leaves Penelope with a murky pool of suspects. As she untangles the web of deceit, she faces a midnight dilemma of her own. Take the tempting job offer in St. Louis and leave her family and the high society behind, or stay and finish what she started? Can Penelope beat the ticking clock and unmask a killer, or will her new job drive a wedge between her and those she cares about most? End of that row. An Inferno of Ire by Kristen King, fourth in a Hallows Glen Coven Mysteries. Ancient alchemy, it's kind of a pretty cover, is no match for a powerful, tight-knit coven and a cat familiar. As the leading elemental witch of the mountain region, capable of wielding the four elements, Autumn knows all too well the power that they hold. Yet, when a sudden fire at the local university ends in the death of a friend's cousin, she discovers the work of a more ancient alchemy at play. With the fast approaching summer solstice, Autumn and her coven must unravel the truth behind the arson and the hidden agenda of the dangerous alchemist before their workings cannot be undone. T is for Talisman by Karen Sue Walker, ninth in the Haunted Tea Room Cozy Mysteries. At Serenity Tea Room, April May and her assistant prepare for an afternoon tea fundraiser before heading off on a well-deserved vacation, but George and Pearl, two mischievous spirits from the 1920s, seem determined to turn April's carefully planned world upside down. If dealing with ghostly antics wasn't enough, things take a darker turn once April and Jennifer arrive in New Orleans. April is confronted by the ghost of a man who was murdered the night before. Reluctantly, she is drawn into a web of secrets, lies, and family feuds as she races to solve the mystery of his death. But the crime of his death. Sweet Paper Flowers by J.A. Whiting, 25th in the Sweet Cove Mystery Series. It is late September in the cozy seaside town of Sweet Cove, Massachusetts. Courtney and Rufus have tied the knot, and the family is enjoying the lovely weather and having free time without a wedding to plan, at least until Chief Martin shows up at the Victorian mansion requesting their help with an unusual case. Someone has been murdered, and it seems the killer has left behind several flowers made from paper. What does it mean? What is the significance of the paper flowers? Mystery is swirling around Sweet Cove and its neighboring towns, and the Roseland sisters, Mr. Finch, Chief Martin, and two fine felines must put their heads together again to solve the strange mystery before others lose their life. We are out of time. Oh, there's only two more. Let's do it. Let's do it. Death at the Old Curiosity Shop by Debbie Young. This is a new series. When Alice Carroll steps into Curiosity Cottage, a picture-perfect former bric-a-brac shop in the Cotswold village of Little Pride, she thinks she's found the perfect place to start the new phase of her life. Freshly separated from her collector long-term boyfriend, she's excited to embrace her new minimalist existence. All Alice needs to do is sell off the left-behind stock and settle in, but the villagers of Little Pride have other ideas, and Alice quickly realizes they won't give up their beloved shop without a fight. Then a dead body is found buried in her neighbor's compost heap, just being efficient. And Alice realizes there's much more to Little Pride and its residents than meets the eye. Last one. Honey Cake and Homicide by C.A. Phipps, 8th in the Maple Lane Mysteries. Excited to finally wed her childhood sweetheart, Maddie's plans for the day suddenly take a horrible turn when a body is found in the most unlikely place. This spectacular whodunit has Maddie, Big Red, Gran, and the groom, aka the sheriff, scrambling for answers when one of the girls looks guilty of murder. Will they find the killer in time for the festivities to go ahead, or is Maddie's perfect day doomed from the start? And there it is. Oh, you can? Okay, hoping to go home soon. Indeed. Alrighty. Well, next week we'll be looking at brand new books being released next week, starting with more cozy mysteries. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. I will have them tomorrow afternoon, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. They will go for 5 hours. Bring your own book, work on a project, or just be productive while listening to some nice ambiance, whatever it is. That is time carved out for you. I hope you guys have a good Friday. Oh, good. Yes. Have a good rest of your day. Elena, see you tomorrow. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Back at you, baby. Bye, y'all. and hope to see you soon. If I don't see you, have a good weekend. People still stay safe, continue healing because you're in my heart. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.